and give you a chance to do this with me. Hopefully you will give this replay another shot and make this card. You'll love it. So here's clue 1. You've got your basic white cardstock, scored at 4 1/4. You've got another piece of cardstock, basic white, at it's 3 3/4 by 5, and then you've got colored cardstock, which is 4 by 5 1/4. Another basic white scrap, and then you've got your designer series paper, and of course you want your colored cardstock to coordinate with your designer series paper. So you've got that, and you're going to do 4 little rectangles of designer series paper, and they're all going to be different. So each one will be 1 5/8 by 2 1/4. 4 pieces, 4 different patterns of designer series paper at 1 5/8 by 2 1/4. And then you need pencil and eraser and guides and punches and adhesive and your trimmer. You definitely need your trimmer. So I want to remind you that Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper is 2-sided. So you can use one side as one of your patterns and the other side as your other pattern. All right. So these are the supplies you need. And hopefully you've gathered these ahead of time. And hopefully, if you're watching this for the second time, hopefully you're doing it with us. All right, that was clue 1. Here is clue 2. And you are to add the colored cardstock to the basic white base. Now, I seriously, I'm not sure why the clue isn't showing up. All right, you're going to add the colored cardstock to the basic white base with adhesive. So that's a real simple thing to do. All right, now this brings us back to where we were when the power went out. So clue 3. Cut all of the 4 pieces of DSP that measure 1 5/8 by 2 1/4 into triangles by placing them on the paper trimmer and cutting from corner to corner. And I was in the process of demoing that when the power went out. So I had already cut 2 of them. So let me see if I can recreate that. So we put this on the trimmer from corner to corner, and we cut it, and we ended up with this. All right. And then the back side of that was this, and we put it on the trimmer, corner to corner, and we cut it. And we ended up with this. And then I had 1 piece left, which I'm thankful for. So we put this piece, we'll put this piece on the trimmer, corner to corner. And I said on the previous video that for now, for the first time you do this card, it doesn't matter whether you, which way you go. Because it'll be a random thing. Later on, you might want to do it a little differently. You might want to decide, should I go this way or this way? But for right now, it doesn't matter. So we're going to put it corner to corner and cut it. All right? So that's what you're doing with your 4 pieces of designer series paper. So if you're following along, go ahead and do that. And I don't see anybody on live right now. So I know there were a couple on live before, And anyway, they'll watch the replay. All right, so you have cut all 4 of your pieces now into triangles. All right. I can't get my clue 4. So for clue 4, you're going to take your piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5, and you're going to use your ruler, and with a pencil you're going to make a mark at the 1 7/8 inch on the short side. So if this is your white card base or cardstock, the short side will be this side. So you're going to measure 1 7/8 inch over and mark it. And do that on the top and the bottom. Measure over 1 7/8 inch, and with your pencil, mark it. Then you're going to draw a line down the piece using your ruler. So from mark to mark, use your ruler and your pencil and draw a line. We're beginning to make a grid. I'll give you a minute to do that. Kay's back on. So did you get your 4 pieces of Designer Series paper cut corner to corner? I want you to be able to catch up. All right. So then this one. Take your pencil. Have you done this one yet? Where you take your pencil and on the short side, you measure 1 7/8 inch over and put a mark. And do that at the top and the bottom, and then draw a line with your pencil. So when you get done with 4, say done for. Lynn said that the power goes out here fairly often. She said that's the downside of living at the lake. And I thought, well, there's so many upsides to living at the lake. It's beautiful here, beautiful. So I just didn't worry about it. If it didn't come back on, then I'd try again tomorrow. All right, clue 5. Now you're going to make a mark on the long side at 2.5 inches with your pencil, top and bottom, and then draw a line. Anyway, so we were already trying to plan out the rest of our day, what we were going to be able to do out here without electricity. So it would have been fine. It would have been just fine. And they said, Encore said, oh, it's going to be at least 1 o'clock this afternoon. When suddenly it came back on. So I thought, okay, it's early enough. I can go ahead and give this a try again. And hopefully whoever's interested in this will watch it the second time, either live or on the replay. So I'm glad Kay could get on the live because I know she was ready to make this card. All right. Got your lines drawn? You ready? So we're going home tomorrow evening, and it's going to be sad to leave. I'd love to just stay here, but we need to get back home. All right, let's go to the next clue. This is clue 6. So for clue 6, you're going to place 2 of your triangles on the basic white layer. Don't adhere them. Just place them on your white layer in the first rectangle that you have on your paper. You're going to center them, and you're going to leave a space, a border around each rectangle. So do that with your first 2 rectangles. They can be the same, they can be different. I suggest different. And then do that all the way, all the rectangles, all the triangles, until you have them placed where you want them. So this is where you arrange them in any way that you want them. And this first card will be a random. It'll be random. Definitely random. My first one was random. And then I started placing them in more of a pattern on the next cards I made, and you'll see that. But this one will definitely be random. Be sure and leave a border, an even border of white space around the triangles. Add them all until you have them where you want them, and then adhere them down. This is the fun part. This is the part where you really begin to be a little more creative. It really is the fun part. So place them around however you want them, and you'll have 2 triangles in each of your penciled in rectangles. So do that to all of your triangles. And you can use either side because your paper is coordinated. So once you get them adhered down, say done 6, so I'll know where we are. And I know that's going to take a minute. I know it will. So it has been windy out here the entire time that we've been here. Very windy. We did go out in the boat last night. All 4 of us went. And the wind actually calmed down toward as the evening wore on. It was nice. The lake became like glass, more like glass. It was very pretty. But I have chosen the rest of the time to stay up here while they went out fishing. I wanted time to relax. Just relax. And I have done that. All right. I know you're getting your triangles arranged. And I know it's going to be beautiful. I know it's going to be unique and beautiful. Kay is busy arranging hers, and if those of you that are watching the replay, I hope you are busy arranging your triangles as well. And isn't it nice that Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper is two-sided and they coordinate. Now, they may not have the exact same colors, but they're going to have coordinating colors, colors that look well together. Done with 6. All right. Way to go, Kay. All right. Now you're going to adhere this layer, the basic white layer, with your triangles to the card front. And when you get that on the card front, then carefully erase the pencil marks so you don't catch the edges of your triangles. So adhere it to the card front where you've already got your colored cardstock adhered. So this goes on top of the colored cardstock, and then erase the pencil marks, and do that real carefully. So when you're done with 7, put done 7. I can't wait to show you these. They're so nice. So nice. So fun to do. It's another great way to use your Designer Series paper. All right. Clue 8. You stamp your greeting on your basic white scrap, and then use your dies or your punches or snips or your trimmer to cut it out however you want it. And you know, if you don't want to put a greeting on it right now, you don't have to. Sometimes I make a set of cards and I don't put the greeting on them, so that when I need a card, I can put the greeting I want. I also stamp some greetings ahead of time on different pieces of different labels, or pieces of white cardstock that I can just quickly use to put on my card. A lot of times when I need a card, I don't know way in advance. Or Clint will come in and say, honey, do you have a thinking of you card or a get well card for so-and-so? And so I don't have time to sit down and make a card. So I pull from my collection that I've already made, but I've left the greetings off. And I put a greeting on and we're set to go. So whatever you want to do on this one. So put done 8 when you're through with that. I don't know if I said earlier, but the 2 guys went out fishing this morning, early this morning, and they came back, even with all the wind, they were able to catch a 4-pound bass and 2 2¼ pound basses. They were big. So we're having fried fish for dinner tonight. Thankfully, the electricity came back on, and we're still going to get to have our fried fish and French fries and hush puppies. Not a healthy meal, not by any means, but oh, so good, so good. I'm looking so forward to that. We don't get fresh fish that often. So, and Lynn makes her own tartar sauce, and it's so good. So we'll have a feast tonight. We decided that it is our anniversary celebration. Leon was best man in Clint's wedding, in our wedding. And Clint was best man in their wedding. They got married the week before we did. So, and they've known each other. The three of them have known each other since grade school. Well, Lynn and Clint have known each other since grade school, and Leon and Clint have known each other since junior high, I think. Anyway, so our anniversaries are a week apart. And we've both been married, or will have been married, 54 years. So we decided that this fish dinner is going to be our celebration. All right. How are we doing? Are we done with clue 8? Getting that greeting on, making it the way we want it to look. Deciding which greeting to use. Sometimes I'll use a greeting that on the front, that then inside I can make it whatever I want it to be. It can be birthday or get well or miss you or whatever you want it to be. All right. So I'm going to go ahead to clue 9, which you may or may not decide to do. So clue 9, you can create a mat for your greeting out of the colored cardstock and add the 2 layers together with adhesive. So you can do that if you want to. I did that on a couple of mine. And well, actually just on one of mine, and the other 2 I didn't. So that's sort of up to you. So if you decide to do a mat, then that would be something you can do. Also, clue 10 is add any embellishments if you want. And there again, that might be something that you decide to do later. Adding the embellishments. Maybe especially after you see what this is going to look like. And with this would be add your greeting to the front of your card. And you can put that greeting wherever you want it. You can put it at the a couple of them I did at the bottom, 1 in the middle, actually 2 in the middle. You can do it any way you want. So do you like fried fish? Not everybody does. That's not something I order when we go out to eat. But fresh fried fish and French fries and hush puppies, oh my goodness. There's nothing better. Nothing better. And certainly we don't fry fish at home. Number one, we don't have the equipment. Here, they have these big fish fryers, electric fish fryers that weren't going to work with the power out. And because they live on the lake and they fish a lot and they cook fish a lot, they know how to do it. I think you have to know how to do it. I really do. So, coming here and eating fried fish that we've caught, oh my goodness, what a treat. What a treat. All right. So how are you doing, Kay? Do you have it the way you want it? Are you ready to see the mystery sample? Are you ready to solve the mystery? See the mystery card? To me, this is the fun part. And it may look nothing like yours. And that is very okay. Very okay. Let me know if you're ready. I'm trying to figure out how to get back down. I think this is it. To see if Clint ever got on. I don't think they did. All right. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Mystery card sample number 1. And this one I did with a very random pattern, as you can tell. I put my cinnamon at the bottom. I'm looking to see if we're down far enough. I put my cinnamon at the bottom, and I just tied some linen thread and stuck it in the middle. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4 different patterns, but some of them were front and back. And that's a very random pattern, very random. I used crumb cake card base and early espresso cardstock and then white for this. All right, that's sample 1. This is the other random pattern. This is the other random one. And this I used that artistically inked, I think that's the name of that paper. But it had gold. You can see that in each little triangle, it had some gold. And so I used some of the gold pieces that I had left over, actually. And just put best wishes. Put it in the middle with just a little bit of the gold coming out from behind it. So that's a very random pattern as well. Very random. No order to it at all. Now, we're going to get to the, as you know, some of my favorite paper is the On the Horizons paper. So I figured out how to get these on the outside. And I just did that by looking at the way I cut it. And it took a little trial and error. But I actually wanted these on the inside and this on the outside, but it didn't work. It didn't look right. So someone said, oh, it looks like you're looking through a window. Well, maybe it does. But at least I had these 4 going the same direction and these 4. And put my bow, and I used my, what is that called? I don't have any of my stuff here. it's a new set of dies that is shapes, something shapes. But anyway, I used those 2 of the dies there to mat and use for my sentiment. And I needed a get well card. So this is going to be a get well card. And let's see. I may have used a strip. No, I didn't on that one. But I think on this one, nope, not on that one either. It must have been on this one. I just used some white and a strip of paper inside that matched one of my patterns. So, all right, one more. And this one is another one that I figured out how to get them to go different directions. So, and that one I just used a mat in the center. Happy birthday. A label, I guess you'd say. So this is that same paper that has all the pretty pattern, all the gold in the patterns. And then this was the back side of it. So very simple, but I love this layout. I love it. I just think it's so pretty, so unique, and so easy. You know, you could sit and cut a bunch of triangles and then sit and make cards and use random triangles. I love the random ones as much as I do. I like this one, which is very random. I like that one every bit as much as I like this one. So I don't think you have to go to the trouble of figuring out the pattern, although that was fun to do. It was definitely fun to do, but I love the random ones too. So we actually got through. How about that? With no power issues. So I'm going to put these back down here. I don't know. Let's see, if I raise this up a little bit, I may be able to get them in. So these are the mystery cards that we did today. Not sure if I can get them all in the picture or not. But that's it. I hope you have enjoyed it. Kay, thank you for coming back. And for those of you who tuned in to this mystery card video to watch the replay, thank you so much. And I hope that you will let me know that you watched the replay. All right. I think that's it. Bye-bye.